My YouTube channel? Well, I should actually say it's not just my YouTube channel, because lately there's somebody that's been uploading a lot more videos than I have. Her name is Natalie Nielsen, and she's a talented little 8-year-old. She makes little Angry Birds videos. Curiously enough, let me tell you guys something about Natalie Schuyler. She's fluent in Portuguese and in Norwegian. One day, when she was 5 years old, my mom was here visiting. My mom is taking videos of her, and she tells me to go shh, shh, when I try to talk. And I say, listen carefully. I realize that Natalie Schuyler is actually speaking English with the little toys that she's playing with, and she's saying, "Hey, stop it! You're stealing my food! Come back here! You're a sassy little guy, aren't you?" She's speaking English with fluent sentences and with vocabulary that I know. I'm darned right I didn't teach her that vocabulary. She just knew it. She learned it herself. When she was very little, I used to talk to her in all languages: Portuguese, a little bit of Norwegian, and English, of course, and I taught her how to read different words here and there in English, in Norwegian, and in Portuguese when she was a baby, practically. But after a certain age, she didn't want to speak English to us anymore, to me or her father. So it was a surprise to see. So this is my channel, but it is also her channel. I am now working on this. It's a personal project. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for any other type of satisfaction than my own personal satisfaction in learning more and practicing my teaching skills. I am now teaching at a very, very, I don't even have the words to describe this place where I'm teaching. It's a great school. It's a junior high school here in Norway, and I'm teaching 5 groups of students, and I'm very excited about starting. We're in the training process at the moment, planning, and it's very exciting to be starting a new job, and it's almost like my life is starting. New phase. I'm just really excited. If this weather would stay as warm as it is, I would be just in heaven. Maya Angelou. Even the stars look lonesome. I have come as far as this chapter named Aging. And how appropriate is that? I'm 42 years old. 42 years old, 1 month and 1 day. So I'm actually 42, 1 month and 1 day old. I feel great. I feel alive. I feel energized. My back hurts a little bit from this work that I've been doing for 5 years at a hotel, on my feet all day. My left arm is also killing me, but working dignifies. It builds your character, your integrity, your spirit, and I'm very proud that I actually did that job. I'm also very happy that I worked as a substitute teacher sporadically for Manpower. I'm glad for every job opportunity I've had. But right now I think I've found something that I'm really going to dedicate my heart and soul to with a passion. 4 minutes into this video, I've been rambling on and on. Aging is a chapter. Even the Stars Look Lonesome by Maya Angelou. And this chapter, Aging, could be something very negative, could be something very depressing, and a lot of women, today's society embraces women who look younger, who act younger, and some people take it to the extreme. I really do not plan on being one of those. I really do not plan on being one of those. you know. What happened to your eyes? Are you surprised? No, I just had too much plastic surgery. I really did not plan on being one of those. All of this is on me. I've had no surgery in any part of my body. And Maya Angelou aged gracefully. She really did, until she was taken from us a few months ago. In this chapter, she talks about getting older. In the crisp days of my youth, whenever I was asked what I thought about growing old, I always responded with a nervous but brassy rejoinder that hid my profound belief that I never expected to live past 28. Tears would fill my eyes and bathe my face when I thought of dying before my son reached puberty. I was 36 before I realized I had lived years beyond my deadline and needed to revise my thinking about an early death. I would live to see my son an adult and myself at the half-century mark. With that realization, life waxed sweeter. Old acquaintances became friendships, and new clever acquaintances showed themselves more interesting. Old loves, burdened with memories of disappointments and betrayals, packed up and left town, leaving no forwarding address, and new loves came calling. I decided I would consent to living to an old and venerable age. White strands of hair would combine to make a startling snow-white narrow streak emerging near my temple. I would speak more slowly, choosing my words with the deliberation of an elder stateswoman, a Madame de Staël, or a Mary MacLeod. I would wear lovely floral scents, lavender and lilac, reminiscent of lace handkerchiefs and old-fashioned sachets. My clothes would gradually become more distinguished-looking, gray suits with good brooches. You know what a brooch is, right? One of those beautiful pieces of jewelry that you wear on your clothes. And when I think of a brooch, I think of something like this. You have a shirt or a blouse that's buttoned all the way up, and then a brooch is something that doesn't look like this, but that you place up here, right up here. That's what I think of brooches, but you don't have to wear them up there. But I just think of them, and they're very elegant, and they scream classy older lady in a very good way. So she's using a lot of imagery, and this is the part where the literature teacher has to come and poke at people and sort of call your attention to the details. Sometimes the details will tell you a lot about what the narrative is all about. The narrative in its details will let you know what that character is trying to say, or how whatever it is that is surrounding the characters have a lot to do with who the characters are, what they want to do. In a few chapters earlier here, Maya Angelou, because this is actually autobiographical, she's telling the story in the first person, and it is her story, Maya Angelou's story. She's an omniscient first-person narrator. Earlier, she described the houses where she lived. She lived in a luxurious home, big, beautiful walls and big, beautiful furniture. Her marriage was supposed to be perfect, but she couldn't be happy under those amazing circumstances that anybody else would be very happy to be living like that. She couldn't be happy. Her marriage fell apart. But she started the healing process once she moved into a smaller place where her furniture couldn't even fit. But that home, that place where she felt comfortable, that became the beginning of her healing process. And all the materialistic aspects of what she described, the luxurious life, all the beautiful, posh possessions that she and her husband had, they were all symbols status symbols, and they didn't make her happy. Her marriage fell apart, and the healing process began when she felt at home. So the imagery, everything that surrounds these characters, will help tell the story, will really help build the narrative. At 60, my body, which had never displayed a mind of its own, turned obstreperous, opinionated, and deliberately treacherous. The skin on my thighs became lumpy. My waist thickened, and my breasts, it's better not to mention them at all, except to say that they seemed to be in a race to see which could first reach my knees. Doubt and pessimism came to me in a terrible Siamese twin embrace. There are lots of metaphors here. So she's comparing doubt and pessimism. She's comparing that, doubt and pessimism, drawing a parallel between doubt and pessimism, so together that they're like a Siamese twin. A Siamese twin, and they're embracing her. Siamese twins are people who are in the same I'm not a doctor or in any way qualified to give biological explanations about anything, but this is something that I've seen enough documentaries about this, so I'm just going to repeat what I heard from documentaries on Discovery Health. Siamese twins, they are conjoined twins. They share one organ, sometimes more, and I've seen a beautiful story of Siamese twins that they were teenagers at the time the documentary was made, and they were able to go to school, they were able to live an almost normal life, even though they were joined. I think it was one side of their bodies they were joined, and they both used a set of arms and a set of legs. They're conjoined twins. It's like when the twins are developing in the womb, instead of separating into two twins, they don't finish the process of separation. Siamese twins. So she's saying doubt and pessimism were together and embracing her. She's exacerbating these feelings of doubt and pessimism in this imagery. So it is a hyperbole, a figure of speech, that is really giving you an intense idea of how doubtful and how pessimistic she's feeling. And she wrote a poem. The loss of love and youth and fine came riding, a horde of blunderers, one steed sucking up the sun drops, trampling the green shoots of my carefully planted years. The evidence, thickened waist and leathery thighs which triumph over my fallen instruments. After 55, the arena has changed. I must enlist new warriors. My resistance, once natural as raised voices, importunes in the dark. Is this battle worth the candle? Is this war worth the wage? May I not greet age without a grouse, allowing the truly young to own the stage? There's a lot of different feelings colliding here. There's a lot of negativity. She's talking negatively about her appearance. She's talking about her waist being thicker. She's talking about her thighs being leathery. And she's feeling that after 55, this aging process kind of accelerated. But here's her conclusion. After all this negativity, here's how Maya Angelou finishes this chapter named Aging. But now, as I went nearer to my 70th year, 70, think about that, 70, my optimism has returned. My appetites have also returned with ravenous lustiness. True, I can't eat a choucroute garnier or fried chicken with potato salad and then head for bed. I eat smaller portions earlier and try to take a short walk. A smooth Scotch still causes me to smile, and a decent wine is received with gratitude. Men and music still bring great delight, of course, sometimes in moderation. Mostly, what I have learned so far about aging, despite the creakiness of one's bones and the cragginess of one's once silken skin, is this: do it. By all means, do it. This is how she ends this chapter beautifully, telling us, go ahead and grow old. And she's telling us this, that there's still so many pleasures to be had. Not had, had. And she tells us about the things she still enjoys, men and music, and in moderation. You only have to make adjustments. You should still age gracefully.